Welcome traders, this is a recap for February 13th, 2012 from tradingprobability.com. We're going to go through and talk about our probabilities, go over each report and our process going forward throughout the trading day today. Another tight range today, something we weren't expecting, but we're able to do all right and take advantage of a couple areas of trade today. On the long side again, we stayed off the short side. Nothing we saw was telling us to get in short, and so just kind of doing what's been working, buying weakness in that first hour, hold until the end of the day. And so we'll go through each report here and start off with the gap trade. So with most range gaps, a lot of times we don't even look to fade unless something crazy happens. We're going to let something balance out before we try to fade that move, because a lot of times, more times than not, those trades are going to be go with trades. And so we weren't looking to fade the gap. We saw that down here. We were looking to go with a four-handle move, 100% win rate, and fade a four-handle down move. It had a 25% win rate, 0.1 profit factor. And so we had a clue here if we had a -4 or a +4, but we didn't get anything off the open. Pretty quiet open. Another thing that kind of jumped down at us on this chart was this 70.59% four-handle move lower and the 52% six-handle move higher. And so this just kind of added to a little bit more conviction of, we'd probably see a little bit of weakness first as those shorts, or as the longs liquidated some positions, some more shorts piled in, try to fade that gap. And then we're going to look to get long. So we had the -4 off and this is the first move. So this doesn't take into effect 30 minutes, 60 minutes, whatever. This is just the first handle moves of the day, and that's the edges right there. And then we also had a 0.529% to time frame lower, which just kind of gave us the premise of first hour weakness again, possible first hour weakness. Fade, -4 handle move lower. So basically we're going into the day again, looking for weakness, ready to get on long. And so I'll go to our initial balance trade. So basically and we'll go here and look. So basically we opened up here, we kind of had a little spike overnight high to 52.25, and then our overnight low, which was that low after that gap held back in here, which was surprisingly we didn't trade below it. We double ticked it to the tick and didn't even trade lower, and I think that caught some shorts and even some longs off guard. But basically, we saw here coming down, no sell imbalances today. I think the lowest we had was a -7, so it made it a little tough to sort of get on long today. But anytime we start kind of trading outside these Keltner channels, we look to get a buy stop of a higher print with a stop of a new low. And so once we kind of got down in this area, we didn't know if this overnight low was going to hold or not. We didn't care that it double topped. We still want to get some action, and we ended up buy stopping this bar right here, just a small position. Usually we like to see this trade signal, get a little bit lower low. I guess you could have said, this Keltner trade, that one hit a lower low, so that was the final move. But either way, we didn't get fully on board with our full position. But anyways, got a nice little win, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a little bit. But here's our initial balance. So we got a little bit of weakness in the first hour, like we said. And then here we kind of had a little bit of a flip. We saw a breakout trade lower, looked to have a little bit higher win rate, a little bit better profit factor than the break higher. So we're actually kind of looking to go with a fade, or go with a break lower and fade a break higher. And so we kind of went into the initial balance with a little bit short-minded. As we're kind of forming that balance, we're just ticking along the low. So once we tick that low, we were able to generate our next report, which was our break lower trade. And now we got flipped to now where we have a 30% win rate, 0.19% profit factor. So again, that's why we kind of like to wait a little bit to digest that break, because we can tell a lot about that break, just kind of how it reacts in the next 5, 10, 15 minutes. A lot of times on the breaks, let's see, the break came right here, and that was the -7. A lot of times you like to see a little bit more volume, a little bit more energy on those breaks, and when they don't in reverse, that's something that we screen and gives us a little bit better edge of where we're going. And so we had the fade now in place. That just kind of backed up our initial vision of getting long on some weakness. And so then that's kind of put us more conviction to start buy stopping these highs here. And so that's how we got more on that trade. I want to point out one thing back here too, that kind of helped us stay on the long side. You know, even though a lot of times we'll get probabilities that just don't line up with what we're thinking or what we're feeling. And so a lot of times we'll use a couple other clues. We're right here, 78.95%. We trade back to the opening print. So even though we had this weakness off the open, we're still saying that somewhere throughout the rest of the day, that market's going to want to trade back that opening print. And we also had the first 5 minutes holding the high of the day. And so a lot of times that's how trend days are going to start. But we just didn't have that energy. So more than likely, we're probably going to at least revisit that opening print, and then probably take out that high as well. And so that just kind of added our conviction, made us kind of wary of this report. You know, we wanted to wait for that initial bounce lower report, and then that backed it up. It got us more ready to get long. And so our initial targets here, once we broke lower, we had 37 showing, we had 36, and so this overall edge was to get down there, but you know, we don't have screens where the 5-minute chart's oversold. The 5-minute chart's right outside the Keltner, and so you know, we kind of sometimes have to let the market and price action give us a little bit better idea of possible entry points. You know, just because it says the edge is at 37 doesn't mean it's always going to happen, as you guys have known who've been following us for a little bit of a while. So other clues we had, win rate, you know, obviously we're probably going to close above 41.25. We still had to close up. Our win rate on the open wasn't as good. So basically we were going into this long, we're trying to target 47.48, hold till new highs, or at least to that opening print trade back. And you see we still have the trade, 61.54% chance. So we still have an edge. We're going to trade back to 48.75. And so that's a kind of an important box we always like to look at as rotational traders, to trade back. And so and also to 46% highs are going to break, which is you know, there's no edge for it to break, but it's a little bit higher than historical average. And so, you know, given current market conditions, you know, those aren't very as strong as a 46% chance would lead you to believe. So that's kind of why we still had the eyes for highs going into it. But with true, you know, once that initial bounce breaks lower, the edge is generally going to be that we're not going to tick higher. So you know, the trades are to exit back in the middle of that IB, which was you know, that 48, 47 area. So that's still the trade, that's still the edge, and so that's still how we're going to try to trade it. And as you saw, our entry was right here on this candle. Didn't get as much position because we thought we'd get a little bit lower. We wanted this this fill of Friday's range. We got up here, hit these dojis. Didn't like how we're reacting up here. It was kind of right in that middle of that balance anyways. We got out of half of our position. We ticked up higher here, hit our target, got out there, moved our stop up to a plus handle. We came down here, got ticked out in the lunchtime trade, so we didn't reinitiate. Doji, boom, traded up, new highs, shorts covered. Same sort of scenario, you know, buy weakness, hold till the end of the day. And so, you know, we didn't maximize our overall profits, but, you know, per the usual trade locations, you know, this just as easily could have come up here, rotated back down to that 39, 38 area, 36 area. And so, you know, we aren't all too sad about getting stopped at a plus handle gain. And so that's just ways we kind of protect our profits. We don't always know what's going to happen next, and so we always got to be prepared and never be mad or ashamed of taking profits. So obviously, you know, we would have liked to get out up here a little bit more, but that's all right. So then once we broke higher, and the timing of it, we're a little bit late in the day, and so that's going to make it a little bit hard to hit our upside targets. We had a 54 edge, we had a big win rate, big profit factor, and so we were hoping that the market was going to close up above 50. We thought it might be able to go run out new highs, just sort of keep it in check, like always. Go run new highs, run those stops, those sell stops, after hours in the last 30 minutes of trade. And so here's a break higher. You can see total up volume was 400, or this one looks like it's about 1247 on, it's pretty pitiful volume even for lunchtime trade. If the breakout's going to hold, you're going to want to go with, you're going to see big volume coming in. You're going to see big buy imbalances, and it just wasn't there. So we thought for sure the market was going to start to retrace a little bit, and so we're looking to get basically the 48 to 46 area to get long. We came down here within the last couple minutes, and a lot of times if we get in the last 15-30 minutes of trade, we're looking for about 2-3 handles tops. We got in here, ticked below 48, got filled on a few. Again, not big size, got a nice little pop, sold out, held to, about 2 minutes left in the close, sold out the rest of our positions. Got a nice, decent little win, not a whole lot of heat. But again, overall low profit factor, or low position size. But, we're able to get a decent amount of day on an 8-handle range day. You can't beat yourself up over a couple of these trades. So overall, not too bad. Our market tracks for the day, this was after the first hour trade, sort of saw these two bands. You can tell we probably weren't going to trade down this lower band, and so we're just kind of staying on this hunt of this upper band. We had 4 o'clock, had that 48 area, so we're looking to target longs into here to get that close. It was projecting close up around 52, and it just didn't happen, but we were able to make a few bucks off it, so that's not too bad. Going into tomorrow, we see a pretty overall balanced day, +4, -4. It looks like a pretty good day to look for breakouts out of balance. We're going to look to fade gaps but keep stops strict. You can see down here we have a 60% win rates but a 0.26 profit factor. So those ones that do lose are losing big, and so we got to make sure we're using stops tomorrow too. First hour analysis overall pretty mixed. We got another edge for a 4-handle move lower, so it could just be the same thing as it has been. Wait for that 4-handle move, look to get your selling balances, look to get that weakness, reversal confirmation, get long, hold till the end of the day. And so it's just a matter of watching price develop tomorrow. It's especially going to be important where we open, but again, it could be a little bit more of the same. We got an edge to close down, but we don't have an edge on if we're going to break higher or lower. Not a huge edge on if we close above or below it if we break. Good profit factor, and so it's just going to be hopefully another fun one tomorrow. So just keep up, making sure that you're keeping your trading plan strict. You're not deviating away from your plan. You go in with set risks, set targets. You're executing it without letting emotion get involved. And you guys are going to be doing good. So hopefully we'll see you again tomorrow. Good luck.